Are you looking at people based upon that standard? Or are you being overly critical? Are you nitpicking to the point that no one can make the cut? What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, the best place for singles who are ready to find love. In today's video, I want to talk about why are you still single? Why are you still single? Now listen, if you're single by choice, then there's nothing to discuss. You're good. You've already figured out your life, you've figured out your plan, and you're good with that. And I am happy for you. But if you're watching this video, more than likely, it's because you would like to get married. And that is an honest desire. But listen, if you're gonna get married, we really need to explore some things. First off, what's driving your motivation to want to get married? There's nothing wrong with wanting to get married. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be single. In everything that we do in life, we have to check our motivation, check what's driving us. Do I want to get married because I feel like I have to get married? Are you actually good with being single, but you feel like the natural next step, the natural next progression in life is getting married because people want you to or expect you to? Are you feeling pressure from your parents or your friends to give them grandbabies? Or you feel like you're getting older and it's just about time that you should get married? These are very important questions that you definitely want to explore because marriage is a partnership, an agreement with somebody that you will share your life with them and everything that that entails. So you really want to make sure that it's something that you're prepared to do, that you even want to do. And can I just stop and say, if it's not really what you want to do, don't feel pressured by anyone to enter into something that will affect your entire life. So let's say that you've explored that and you've decided, you know what, I really want to get married. You have searched your heart and you've decided, you know what, this is something that I really want to do. I actually want to find a life partner, a life mate, my soulmate, and I want to get married. And you feel like your motives are pure. So if that's the case, let's talk about what could be hindering you from getting married. And this is assuming that you've explored things like I finished school or I finished a portion of school and I have my education in check up to this point and I'm willing to either work and pursue higher education later because of finances or different reasons. Beyond those things, what else could be hindering you? So one of the things that we need to explore is your attachment style. Do you have a secure or an insecure attachment style? Because you want to know if you are comfortable being in a relationship. Are you able to truly work on making that connection with somebody and feeling comfortable in yourself and with that other person? Or are you somebody that's predominantly insecure, you're very skittish, you feel like you need to watch your partner? Do you need constant affirmation that they're not going to leave you, they're going to be there with you, they want to be there with you, which really can be draining on a relationship. It's not to knock you, but just to realize that this is definitely something that can be a hindrance, because whatever we're carrying on the inside in our thoughts, our mentality, we meet someone and it's like driving us. So your questions, your interactions with that person, if you're insecure, if you're an insecure person, it's going to come out from date number 1 or 2. You're going to start asking, questions and giving off that energy, that vibe of, I don't trust people. I'm not cool with myself. Definitely be aware of that. That might be something that you have to work on. It might be a personal thing, and that's cool. Which leads us to vibe. People are like, I like the person's vibe. I feel like I can really vibe with that person. Or, if you're Caribbean, I like your vibes. But while it may seem funny, let's explore, what kind of vibe are you giving off? Are you coming across like somebody who's receptive? You're open to getting to know someone, like truly getting to know them. Are you exploring a relationship because you want to really find out if this person is the best option for you as a partner? Or is the vibe that you're giving off aggressive? Are you coming across like, ooh, I don't need anybody, or I'm good. Like, if someone says hello and you say hello back, like you're doing them a favor. Not to say pretend that you're not aggressive. Just be aware of it and work on it from a personal standpoint so that a real change can occur. Because the flip side can also be concerning. I mean, if you are really receptive, like you have no filter, you're receptive to everybody, there's nobody that you would say, I really don't think that I should even explore this as a possibility. That can also be a problem because you have to have your own personal standard, your own personal boundaries. Now, this one may seem obvious, but quite frankly, it's not obvious for everybody. Because do you socialize? I mean, do you socialize? What is your means of putting yourself out there so that you have the best chance of just meeting someone? I say this might be obvious, but I've come to realize it's not obvious for everybody. Sometimes people think that if they sit around, and ladies, I'll be honest, it's usually us, thinking that if we just sit around, that the right person is just going to land in our lap. Even if they're in the same room, they're not going to land in your lap unless they trip. Consider this. If you want to meet somebody, it's highly likely that you're either going to have to expand your network or you're going to have to go to places where you have the best chance of meeting the most people. You stay in the same place hoping that somebody else will walk in just off the street and they will be the person for you. I'm not saying that it can't happen. Remember that as you're waiting for that person, that Mr. Right, Miss Right, to walk in off the street, someone else is waiting for the same thing. So that tells me that you have to be willing to make the effort to go out and socialize, whether you join groups or clubs or go to social events. In order to expand your net of people that you have the likelihood to meet, you're going to have to make the effort to go out and meet people. Say hi. It doesn't hurt to say hi. You're just saying hi. Another thing that can hinder people is being overly picky. I'm one of those people that I believe in making a list. That's just me. I know that there are people who think, by faith throughout the list and whatever. I believe in making a list. I believe that you have to have a standard of what you require. You have to know what you're looking for. So when I say, are you picky? What I mean is, now that you've created your list of what is important to you, are you looking at people based upon that standard? Or are you being overly critical of every single thing? Are you nitpicking to the point that no one can make the cut. You can be as picky as you want to, but just understand the wait's going to be really long if your requirement is, you know, I I always wanted a girl who looks like this, but I only like girls with hair that is this long up to this length because you saw it, some celebrity in a music video and she looked good with hair that length. Yes, I know I'm being ridiculous, but I'm just saying there is a place that can come that you can be overly critical and nitpicky about every single thing to the point that you eliminate people before you get to know them. Which leads us to, are you looking for someone to increase your social status? Unfortunately, there are people that do that. They live their life like it's a Instagram feed, and they eliminate people because the person can't fit into their established Instagram feed life. So in this culture where, everybody's all relationship goals and, everything is, your selfie has to have the right lighting at golden hour, etc. People are eliminating people because they don't match up to what it is that they think that their person should look like. Are you insta picking your partners? They look good. You're going to get those likes, you're going to get those comments, the 100 or the fire emoji. Are you looking for a partner or are you just looking for a show? Because if you're life picking, then you're just looking for what attracts you. It doesn't matter what your friends or your followers on Instagram or, on Facebook or any other social media platform, what they will think. You're looking for someone that you are compatible with, that makes you feel comfortable, that you feel like your life goals line up with. And that, from everything that I have seen, that's Instagram worthy. Because a happy person, a happy relationship comes across. It comes across in pictures. It comes across in videos. It comes across because you're happy. And even though you can curate your Instagram feed, people can recognize when you have an authentic relationship. And that's what makes it beautiful. Last thing that you need to consider is your age and stage of life. And for this, you're really going to have to be honest. You're going to have to be honest about where you are, and do your expectations line up with where you are in the community that you are, the country that you reside in, the church that you go to. Are your expectations lining up? So for example, if you are 27 years old and you've said to yourself, I want somebody who, has a good career and they have investments down pat, and they have a house and a car and multiple investment properties, just be aware that you're probably looking for someone who either got that by inheritance or someone who is significantly older than you, in most cases. Because you're looking for someone that's at a different stage in their life. You're looking for someone who's already established and you're 20-something years old. So that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But just know that in that case, you're going to be having to look at more than likely, you're either going to be looking at a different age group, or if you live in a place where people are just average income and, just middle class, then you might have to go someplace where people are in a different tax bracket. You might have to really just consider not even bothering to talk to someone unless you find out those things at the very beginning, because you're wasting their time. If you think that those things are really critically important to you, then you're wasting someone's time. So in addition to maybe someone's financial status or social status that you're looking at, you have to look at compatibility. If you're a 60-year-old and you decide that you're going to be a cougar, or whatever the male version of a cougar is, just consider what you may or may not have in common with that person. Are you going to be able to have meaningful conversations? Are they going to be interested in the same activities as you? Are you going to be willing to participate in the same social life as them? Will you be comfortable with their friend group and family and vice versa? These are all things that you have to be honest about and see where you need to make compromises or adjust your expectations. If you're in your 40s and you've decided that you want to marry someone that does not have any children, not an impossible task, but if you filter it down to, I don't want anybody that's have any children, I don't want anybody that's had X who has never been married, etc., etc., and you just keep filtering it down, it may not be completely impossible, but you are putting restraints on who you're going to be able to meet. So, especially in our Western culture, maybe you need to move someplace else where there's not such a predominance of people getting married before that age. Or maybe you've decided that you're in your 40s and you say, I don't want anybody who's ever been divorced. Not impossible. But if you add to that, I don't want them to be divorced. I don't want them to have any children. I want to be their first real girlfriend or boyfriend. Not impossible. Challenging, definitely. The pool is small. You might have to move. While there is no exact formula on how to meet someone, how to get from single to marriage, there's no exact formula. Nobody's going to be able to give you an exact formula because people enter into relationships by different means. From the oldest of cultures, it could be, a matchmaker setting you up or an arranged marriage of some sort, online services, or, family and friends keeping an eye out for you, or you just randomly meeting people. There are a myriad of ways that you can meet someone that can potentially be your life partner, but you just have to be open to meeting someone and not of set expectation of how you think that's going to unfold. Regardless of how it's going to happen, though, a good starting point is knowing yourself. You want to know your expectations. You want to know your preferences. You want to know any quirks about yourself. Chewing chips too loud is annoying. It could be okay for somebody else, but you just can't live with it. Know that. You need to know that. And you need to know what are red flags, because not everybody that you meet is going to be a good person. So you need to be aware of things that are red flags that will not lead you down a good path. So start with that. Know what you're willing to live with and take the steps necessary to get to know people. And out of all the people that you know, as you go out there and you're receptive to meeting people, there's a better chance of you meeting your person. That's it for today. Thanks for sitting and chatting with me. Have yourself a great day. Love yourself, love others, and be blessed.